Good morning. This is another message from the President. As you probably have known, we've actually done 3 entries already. Message from the President here of Conundrum Stages. My name is Kevin Johnson, and I'm here to actually go over some things about what we've done thus far, what we're upcoming to do, and then also introducing new content, just to give you an idea of what we do as a company. So let me just go back. If you haven't watched the past 3 entries that I've done thus far, you can go to our YouTube channel and Google Conundrum Stages. That's co as in co-pilot, none as in Sister Mary, and drum as in percussion. So it's all one word, Conundrum Stages. I have a few notes that are in my hand. You probably can't see them right now. However, it's just for me to actually just go over notes, just to, like I said, let you know what's past, what we've done thus far, and the things that we're doing upcoming. So we're going to start with what we've done thus far. So back in April, when I actually did the last entry, we were talking about, we were covering the Sailboat Bend Art Festival, which is in Fort Lauderdale. It's actually in a community called Sailboat Bend, which is a quarter-mile west of downtown Fort Lauderdale. It's a lot of townhouses, and they actually have a building where artists actually live and work. So there were vendors, there were food trucks, and we provided the musical talent throughout the day. So we had, I believe we had 8 acts that were performing. Most of them were solo. We actually had a band, which was a trio, that was closer to the end. And you can find that actually on our YouTube channel as well. If you type in Sailboat Bend Art Festival, we actually covered a few songs from the artists throughout the day. It was a great turnout, and we are actually going to be going back there in October, but we'll talk about that a little bit later in this entry. Another thing that we actually did is we actually did our first ever collaborative with the poetry group Chaos Theory. If you want to go back, Chaos Theory is a trio of poets that do spoken word, and this time we actually added some theatricality to this specific presentation. So they did their spoken word entries as a group as well as a trio. And we did it for 2 nights at the Main Street Playhouse in Miami Lakes, which is a small, intimate, 60-seat theater. And it was very well received. Chaos Theory brought out a lot of people because they already have a following on their own. And we're hopefully looking to do that again, just as a way to add to their brand as a theatrical performance group. The next thing we did in July is we actually joined forces with a local podcast. It was called Brown Skin and Glasses. It's 2 comedians that actually share their contrasting points of view. We did that in July. This specific component that we did was them adding to their contrasting points of view from other topics that were spoken by other people. So the first round is that they did their comedic set. Both of them did their comedic set, and then they actually brought on 2 special guests that actually did their topic, and then the 2 comedians actually spoke and shared their opinions on that specific topic. So you could actually go to our Instagram page and actually type in BS&G or Brown Skin and Glasses, and it'll give you an idea of the presentation that we did back in July. And if you'd like to learn more about Brown Skin and Glasses, they do have a Facebook page. They do have they're on iTunes as well, so you could actually listen to previous podcasts. The next thing that we actually started is a program down at the Hotel Astor in Miami Beach. We did 2 comedy shows back in July and in August, and we're hopefully looking to change it up, actually do another program somewhere down the line. So it's a relationship that we just started with the Hotel Astor, They appreciated us coming in and providing entertainment for the audiences, and they want us hopefully to come back and actually keep the relationship ongoing. Another thing that we actually rebooted is our Conundrum Sessions. If you're not familiar with the Conundrum Sessions, it is a singer-songwriter, musician, vocalist night that we started back last October. We did 2 nights with 4 different acts, and we set it up like an end-around session where each act sang 2 songs across. Then we had an intermission, and then we went back and sang 2 songs across. And that's also on our YouTube channel as well. You can just type up Conundrum Sessions and you'll see the one back in October. What we did this time around is we actually reset it as a double feature. So we have 2 soloists that will sing 45-minute sets each. There is an intermission or a break, as you may say, in between the acts. And we actually started that back in June. So we just did one in June, and then we actually did another one in August. The June ones featured David Mullimans and Elizabeth Gerard, and they are actually going to be up on our YouTube channel soon. So you'll actually get to check out what their styles are. And then we just did another one a couple of days ago with John LaRiviere and Dana Della Camera, as they actually sang their original music as well as the style of music that they work on, and we'll actually have those up as well. You can actually catch snippets of those on our Instagram page. If you go to our Instagram page, which is also Conundrum Stages, you'll find like little snippets of songs that they did as well as everything else previously. So we do have video content on our Instagram page as well. They're just shorter than our YouTube page, which of course you already know. We also actually did our second entry of community service, which was at the Northeast Focal Point Senior Center. We did a show with them back in August of last year, where we actually brought in a plethora of talent. We had 2 actors, we had singers, we had a comedian, we also had a dancer. This time around, we actually did it again back last month, where we actually brought in a shorter set of talent. We just brought 2 singers, a comedian, and a magician, and it was very well received. And we hope to actually continue that relationship as well with the senior centers, with the assisted living facilities, that we can bring in entertainment to the people, hopefully that they will be able to enjoy it. As far as everything else upcoming, we do have another round of the Conundrum Sessions, which is actually going to be on the 8th of October, and that is going to be at Gigi's Music Cafe in Sunrise, as well as we are, and I actually reiterated this before, we're actually going back to Sailboat Bend for another art festival, which is called the Sailboat Bend Harvest Art Fest. So we'll be providing entertainment again throughout the day, and that's going to be on Sunday, October 16th. And that's going to be from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. So we will actually be putting up information on that. We're also putting out a call to musicians who would be willing to actually perform for us, or with us, I should say. It is all by donation, it is all volunteer. We're doing 20-minute sets. So you can find out more about that on our YouTube page. I apologize, excuse me. Our Facebook page. We're also on Facebook as well, under Conundrum Stages. So we did put a post out on our Facebook page. Oh, by the way, shameless plug. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram under Conundrum Stages to keep up with different events. Now, something that I would actually like to introduce to you that we haven't actually done for the past 3 pages, or 3 entries that we've done thus far. And by the way, you could actually go back if you want to catch up with all those, with the entries that we do. Just type in a message from the president, Conundrum Stages on YouTube, so you can check out the past 3 entries that I did. So with the 4th entry now, we want to introduce something that we want to use this as an editorial. So we call this our topic. Our topic for the time is, and I apologize for the long pause. Like I said, this is all in real time. The topic that we want to speak about is keeping your word. And that is something that over the past 8 years that has always been something as a struggle to me. If there is a promise, if there is a guarantee, I believe that that should be law. If, for instance, if you say that this is guaranteed, you're providing this, and it doesn't come through, you need to move heaven and earth in order to provide that, because that is your word, that is your bond. So for instance, if I say that I am actually going to provide a stipend, I am actually going to pay you for your time, I can't go back and say, oh, we didn't make enough money at the door, unfortunately we can't pay you. I already put that in motion. So since I already put that in motion, I need to keep my word. No matter how long it takes. Of course, we want to do it in a timely fashion, but once again, I can't go back and say, oh, this happened, that happened, I'm unable to do it. I always believe in keeping commitments, which is another session for another time. But this is always about keeping your word. If we say we're going to do something, we need to do it. And that is the bottom line. Unless something totally happens that unfortunately you're unable to keep your word, communication also plays a part in keeping your word. Be honest. Let people know. Keep an open dialogue. But as well as if there is something that you have the ability to do and you're not keeping your word, unfortunately, that's unacceptable. Once again, you should always keep your word. If you can't guarantee something, then don't guarantee it. Otherwise, if you have the resources in order to guarantee it and you don't follow through, unfortunately, that's just a bad domino effect for all parties involved. So, going back to the whole situation, always keep your word. If you have the wherewithal in order to do it, put it into motion. So that's basically it. Once again, this is something that is going to be ongoing. We hope to actually provide a lot more content in the near future, or come out with content frequently than we have before, and possibly that's something that I will keep my word on, is that once again these entries will actually be less sporadic than they have been in the past, just as a way to let people know who we are, what we do as a company, our commitment to the entertainment and the talent that we have here in South Florida, as well as the audiences that we're trying to build and the relationships that we're trying to build here in this market. So if you'd like to know more information about Conundrum Stages, feel free to go to our website, which is www.conundrumstages.net. Once again, you could also find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. So thank you very much for your support, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day.